This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Coming from the 606 Media Studios, this is the TCSF podcast with Big Z featuring Stevie-B from the No Water on the Weekend podcast. And we got JC Howard, our football guru. Episode 171 is brought to you by 606 Media, True Chicago sports fans, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt. And go over there and search for the keyword True Chicago. Use our promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15. Get your shirts now. What is up, guys? It has been a busy week in sports, and we have a lot to talk about in this live episode. The Bears, they're going to be playing right after we finish recording. We try to do this early recording so that way we can go watch the game and talk about it next week. So we will bring you the latest news on the Bears, break down the future of the Bears. There's a lot to talk about there. In 3 Up and 3 Down, the Cubs are looking to shop at the top shelf.
Oh,
for free agents. The White Sox are taking calls on all of their assets, and there's some names. They actually just signed somebody as we are recording. In the loop, the Bulls are the same old Bulls. You know what it is. And the Blackhawks continue to go up and down, lose, but they make it so much fun to watch that. So all that and more. You also got what you're looking at and then what you're watching. So let's get into it with our Bears segment in 3 and Out. Boom, baby, boom. That's right. First down, one thing I want to talk to the fellas is the Bears will be facing the Vikings as we are recording. And this team has a backup quarterback that can be made into a Disney movie in Dobbs, a true underdog story. They have no Jefferson this week, but they do have a stiff run defense. What is in store for our Chicago Bears on Monday Night Football, JC?
Unlike Jim Miller, who I heard on Sirius XM Football Radio today, he decided to go with the Vikings, but I don't see it. Josh Dobbs, no Justin Jefferson, KJ Osborne, your quote-unquote number 2 who started off the season, has been hurt for a couple weeks now. I don't even know if he's going to be active tonight. I haven't seen any word on him. But like I said, I think the Bears offense is looking a little too good for the Vikings defense, and then our defense is a little too stout for their struggling and injured offense. So again, I have a feeling the Bears are going to take this one.
All right, Stevie-B, what you think?
Well, last week we gave our prediction to.
Do you remember these predictions? It's been 7 days. I don't remember anything.
I know JC went for the upset. Yeah. And
yes, I did.
I think Vikings, they're at home. They're going to feel it. So far with Dobbs, he's at 215 a yard for total yards for the whole game. So far, that's his average. And then Justin is 195. Yeah, he missed a couple games. But, I don't know. I picked the Vikings to do really well. Let's see how our defense shows up. I think that was one of our big topics last week.
Right.
Of them trying to be consistent, play hard defense, and get to the quarterback. So if we could do that, I think we should win. But I don't know.
Yeah, I still think that the Bears will do well in this game. I don't really think that the running game is going to be there with who's our running back that's out?
Foreman's out tonight.
Yeah, Foreman is out tonight. So, and they have a pretty good run defense. So I want Justin to play like Justin did last game, where he was a little bit more relaxed. He was flinging it. He was running when he didn't see something available. Obviously, we know that he cannot get past his second read, so he's gonna go 1-2 and then just run if nothing's available. So I'm expecting him to rush for 50 and throw for 150 and probably get 1 or 2 touchdowns, but I still think that at the end the defense will give up a big play and that'll cost us a game. And I'm fine with that. I want to see progression from Justin Fields. I want to see progression from our offensive line, offensive players. But at the end of the day, if they win or lose, it really does not matter at this point. We're not trying to make the playoffs. We're trying to better our team, and we're trying to get the best draft pick available.
Right. And also DJ Moore. I need him to hit 2 touchdowns. I'm in first place fantasy. I lost last week. I need him to do some magic. I need Justin to like sling that ball. I want deep drives. I want all the yards, and I need a win because I'm 8-3 now. I like to be 9-3 because I really want this $200. Oh man. And I'm not betting. I'm done. I'm done.
We'll talk about betting later on in the show. Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that. But I just want to say,
but
DJ Moore needs some touchdowns.
You over here bragging. There might be I don't know if there's an opening in our league, JC, next year for little Steven here, who thinks he's a football guru, bro.
I don't think I'm a football guru. I just think I manage who I'm picking for the bye week.
Okay, I'm just saying. It's a tough league with JC's league.
In a dynasty league, it's a little rougher. There's like
nobody on the waiver wire.
Right. I think we rolled like 34 players on a roster.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because we do IDP as well, so individual defensive players.
Yeah.
But yeah, you might find a kicker or like a cornerback or a safety or a linebacker to every now and again replace somebody on a bye week. But
I got lucky.
As for wide receivers and then whatever, there's nothing out there.
No, I definitely got lucky picking up the quarterback for the Giants. The kid, DeVito.
Oh
yeah,
yeah. I got DeVito. So
nice.
We're gonna bring you some gabagool.
Some gabagool. Yeah. That's right. Since Burrow went down. Yeah, cutlets. Yeah. Definitely bring some cutlets down. Mm-hmm. All right, let's go second down. How happy are you that Carolina continues to lose, and now they've even fired their entire staff? JC.
Extremely. Now, my only concern is, does this fire up the team and now they're going to start going on a winning streak?
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, please, God, just keep doing what you're doing. Just stay toe of the line. Just give me that number 1 pick. Again, whether or not the Bears take that number 1 pick and turn it into a quarterback, who knows? We're almost to that point where Frank Reich got fired in season. How much longer do we have to deal with Eberflus?
Oh my God!
Before I know the Bears don't do it. They've never done it. They've never fired a coach in season.
Correct.
Because they don't believe in paying someone who's not there doing his job.
Mm-hmm.
But my God, you look at every other team and they've already done it. The Steelers have fired half their,
Didn't they have 400 yards this past game on offense?
Yes.
After
they finally outrushed and outpassed their opponent for the first time this season after firing their OC.
So you knew that tells you that he was that problem that was hindering that offense. Why can't Chicago teams just bite the bullet? I know the Bulls have done it in the past, but they've been kind of bogus where they fired their coaches on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. Scott Skiles, sorry. But the Bears just need to operate in a new age and just stop dealing with the old ways of doing business, because obviously it hasn't got us a Super Bowl in almost 40 years. So it's
1985.
Yeah, 1985. So almost 40 years. Wait, yeah, right, yeah, a couple more years there'll be 40. Yeah,
1985. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, bowling for Super.
I was one of those Super Bowl babies.
Nice.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Stevie-B, what's your impression of Carolina losing?
I'm going to stick with what JC said, because I think that's exactly what might happen. I hope it doesn't happen, but at the same time, anything's possible in the NFL when you do a coaching change.
Yeah.
People feel, now a sense of purpose. They feel rejuvenated. They feel more passionate. They love the game again. So I think that's pretty much. I want that number 1 pick. If we get number 2, still something. But it all depends on what happens with us and Justin. So
I have no idea.
We literally just watched the Raiders, fire.
McDaniels,
the coach, and then they went on a 2-game winning streak. Granted, now they've lost 2 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were facing better teams, but
right.
like I said, that's not exactly what I want to see when the Patriots are consistently losing. They're putting up 7 points a week. So we want to keep Carolina at that 1 and whatever record.
Right. Third down, can the third-year quarterback rip off the best 6-week stretch to cement himself as Chicago's franchise quarterback and potentially save Matt Eberflus's job in the process? We're talking about Justin Fields.
I've been critical of Justin Fields in the past.
We all have.
Obviously, even when we were looking at drafting him, I went over his game tape and, I've sent it to you, Big Z, and, talked about his long release and, the fact that he wasn't able to get past his first and second reads.
Yep.
The sake of the team, I'm really hoping that he can put it together these last couple weeks, because honestly, like if we go and draft another quarterback, it's kind of a waste of a pick. From a standpoint of like, we could really use that pick on the left tackle, Marvin Harrison Jr., Kool-Aid McKinstry, or, one of these young college, prospects. We could really add some blue chips to this team if Justin Fields pans out. If he doesn't pan out, then we're basically back to square one and we're starting with a new rookie quarterback, with possibly a new head coach, possibly a new GM, possibly a new system. And again, I also sent you something during the week that, it was a 13 teams and 13 organizations went to watch Marvin Harrison Jr. at Ohio State.
Yep. Not the Bears.
Guess who was not there?
Not the Bears.
Not the Bears. So, and granted, one of the person that posted that link was Kyle Long, a former, Bears lineman. And he basically said, sometimes when like you don't need to go look at a player because you already know.
Yeah.
But, you still got JJ McCarthy, the quarterback for Michigan. You still got a lot of players, second and third round, like, centers and offensive linemen that you still want to scout on a good Ohio team and a good Michigan team.
Yeah.
Like, to me, like, that's one of those games where it's like, hey, I got two great teams. I'm going to go there and scout them both,
Two birds, one stone. Yeah.
But like I said, to not send a single person from the organization, like, to me is like what are we doing?
Yeah, it's two sides of that coin, right? You're like, oh, Marvin Harrison, he's an automatic blue chipper. That's somebody we know that will be there in the draft. I mean, the Bears might flip this pick and go down 1 or 2 spots and pick up an extra pick in the second round and the third round and still be able to get Marvin Harrison, because everybody's going to be quarterback thirsty if the Bears are not going for a quarterback, if they decide that Justin Fields is that guy. If Justin Fields is that guy, expect Eberflus to still be here, because you don't want to put him in a new system again with a new coach again, and there's no stability. It's not a stable place to learn, especially for a young guy like him. So I believe if he does well, expect that 5th-year option to be picked up, and expect Eberflus and Getsy to be back coaching the Bears. So and at that point, you already know what they're going to do in the draft. They're going to get an offensive lineman. They're going to get a wide receiver, and make some moves to move around those draft picks to get the most capital, as he's already shown that he's a gambler and able to pull those trades. So everything's up in the air. We don't really know. We're all speculating what's going to happen, but at the end of the day, we want this Bears team to be turned around. We've seen what other teams are doing already that have turned. Like, you look at the Texans. They were as bad as we were, just by less by 1 game, and they drafted the right quarterback, and now those kids are starting to turn it around. They have a 1-2 punch.
3 touchdowns on Sunday.
They're potentially a playoff team right now.
Yeah, yeah. In 1 year, they've turned that around. So I don't want to hear like, oh, the Bears are on a 3 to 5 year program. This isn't baseball. Baseball takes that long to do that if you don't have the money to flip the players like the Yankees and the Dodgers. in NFL, you can do that from year to year. You can go from worst to best and into the playoffs and possibly the Super Bowl. You can do that. So why not us? And that's the problem. It's why isn't it us? Why are we always the project? Why are we always getting these over-the-hill receivers? Why are we picking at the bottom of the litter for offensive linemen and defensive linemen and making dumb moves like, the whole Mac and Roquan? And like, can you imagine if those guys were still on the defense?
Yeah.
Well, the one thing I'll say about the Roquan situation is that, you know what, he did get paid and he's one hell of a linebacker, but we got two linebackers that are performing extremely well right now. Is it Edwards or I think it's Edwards, TJ Edwards is like leading the league in tackles.
Yep.
So it's one of those, we got 2 for 1. So I'm not going to complain there. Poles, other than the Velus Jones situation, Chase Claypool, one or two other, signing some of these, random guys.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, like I'm really starting to grow. Like Poles is starting to grow on me that he's, even this offseason, we have $80 million in cap space.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge amount of money. Mm-hmm. I mean, you look at the fact that we have Komet signed to a long-year deal. DJ Moore's with us, possibly Fields is our starter next year. The offensive line, you got pretty much wrapped up. We're going to have to look for a center, potentially look at, Braxton Jones is doing okay, but, can we upgrade to a Olu Fashanu and a Joe Alt who could be, generational tackles for the next 10, 12, 15 years.
Right.
And we can, turn Braxton Jones into a swing tackle. Again, it's, and I was reading something on X that, we finally got a cornerback back this, it was last week, but they threw him in for like 15 defensive snaps, but supposedly they're really high on this corner. I forget his name. But again, Stevenson's been great. Gordon has been playing pretty well. We're going to have to replace Eddie Jackson, which,
fine.
It is what it is.
Yep.
Eddie's getting up there in age and, it's time to move on from him. But overall, I mean, you look at the Bears roster and I really think it's starting to come together. I mean, it's super young, but it's one of those 1-2 more years. It's potentially like we're looking at, being the Lions and being top of the North. But again, we have to make the steps and decide, is Justin the guy? Because it's that $50 million contract is coming very soon.
Yeah, that's really the biggest, the cog in the whole thing, the whole machine. It's really, is Justin going to be the guy? And if he is, then you're keeping this coaching staff for a little bit longer. You're going to be.
Now, do you want that?
I want Justin to be the guy.
That's why I keep asking me because
I'm not against keeping Eberflus as the head coach, but we definitely have to do something about offensive coordinator, in my opinion, because again, it's
their
points
a very scored per game is only 20.9.
It's a traditional offense, and there's, like I said, we need something a little more flashy. We need again, when we send someone, like, do something with that motion. Again, we had this conversation with Ivan a couple weeks ago,
right?
Where when we send somebody in motion, okay, they're getting the ball. Like, it's
very predictable
conclusion that's what's going to happen. And like I said, we need some trickery. We need some, we're running different plays, screens, different things off of that motion, like the Rams and San Francisco do. But Deebo Samuel and Cooper Kupp are two of those guys that, when you do that, they draw the attention of a defense. So personally, I think DJ Moore and, if we take Marvin Harrison Jr., those two guys, they're going to draw that attention. So, again, to me, Eberflus, I'm not against him remaining for one more year. Again, I think Getsy needs to go. I think we need to get something a little more flashy, a little more modern for the offense.
We'll probably get the guy from Carolina.
Wow.
That's knowing the Bears. That's something that they would do.
Oh, you mean bring in like Frank Reich?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jay-Z hit the nail on the head on a lot of this point. I mean, like I mentioned, points scored per game, their average is 20.9.
Yeah.
Right? We need a different offense, right? Something more flashy. I would like flashy. I want like deep ball throws, and I want to see like Mahomes kind of plays. Bring back Matt Nagy. I'm kidding. I definitely don't bring him back. But, I could say the run game is a lot better because we actually found, a group of guys that can run the ball.
Yeah.
But I don't know. JC sent an article in our group chat about was it Mooney talking about he wants to be more involved, and it's like, okay, so get this guy the ball.
He also has to get open. The problem is he doesn't have great separation, and that's one of the biggest problems. And Justin doesn't read that defense that fast, so he goes 1, Komet, 2, and then oh shit, Mooney's on the other side. My bad, bro. You were wide open. Sorry.
That fast, really quick. Yeah. So
JC alluded to it. He's got a long wind-up throw.
Yeah, I talked about that last week. I did a whole segment on where the hell has Darnell Mooney been? You know, getting 2-3 receptions a game, and then literally like the next day, it's Darnell Mooney not happy with the offense.
I wouldn't be either. The Badgett would throw to him way more because he looked for the open receiver, and that's why Mooney was mad. Like not Mooney, DJ Moore was mad. Like I'm not getting the ball enough. Well, if we got to spread the offense around, You've got to play decoy for someone else to eat some yards. If you're getting double teamed, that means someone else is open. You got to be a team player. I know you're a number one receiver, and yes, you should be getting 10 to 15 targets a game.
Right.
That you should be getting 15 targets a game, but someone else should be getting 8 to 10 as well. And then if you got to dump it off to your release valve, which is your tight end and your running back, then use that as well to move the ball. And then incorporate the running game. Do not go away from the running game. And I think that really bit us in the ass last week when it was at 4 minutes and some change when we're up by 12 and then lose. Because we couldn't run the ball anymore at the end of the game. We couldn't be creative with our offense and move the ball. We kept running right at the defense as they're stacking 8 in the box, 10 in the box. You're like, oh, run it, throw. Yeah, come try it. Try running it down. It's not going to work.
We're a kid playing Madden for the first time and just doing 5 or 6 plays.
At the same plays over and over. Yeah, that's exactly what that is. The defense is going to figure it out.
Get a different outcome. That's psychotic.
Very much.
So,
all right, as we punt off the Bears segment, any last words on the Bears, JC?
Go Vikings.
Steven.
Vikings, but unfortunately, I do think the Bears take this one. So, I think I predicted 27 Bears, 21 Vikings.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 20 Vikings, but I suspect somewhere in there 27-20. For my opinion and my theory on this.
Yeah, I still say the Vikings pull this one out. And I don't know what it was last week. I think I had Vikings 25, Bears 23, something around similar to there.
Yeah.
I think you threw up like a 36.
Did I? I can't remember. Yeah, I'll take, you never know.
I remember you said a number and me and Big Z both were like, huh?
Yeah, you see a high offense.
Okay, well, if the Vikings score like 32 points or 35, 36, whatever, I'm gonna feel like a little chip on my shoulder, and I'll text the group chat again. So
I was gonna say you can shove it in my face, but the way your betting's been going, from what I heard,
it's not good. I'm losing. I will. One of them's with the Bulls, and when we get into that, I'll tell you.
Yeah. We'll talk about not betting on the Bulls anymore. I think I said 24-27 Vikings by a field goal. So I'm going to stick with that prediction. I still think the Vikings pull it off at the end. I don't see the defense being able to stop them. They are, like JC said, they are a bend and don't break. But at the end of the game, they will break. So
am I the only one that took Bears?
You are the only one that took the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. All right. God, like for the pick's sake, like I hope we kind of lose, but at the same time, like I don't see it. Like the Vikings offense is And then their defense, they're missing their best linebacker in Jordan Hicks. So,
Yeah.
and I kind of
We don't
feel
throw
like
over the middle,
Bears
though.
Got this.
But we don't throw over the middle, so it makes no difference.
That's
But
true.
if somebody's got to make the tackles, But yeah, I guess it's Roshan Johnson and Herbert today. So maybe they get a little reprieve.
Yeah, well, hopefully. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with The Loop after a word from our sponsors.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride. So do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15.
For 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
Hey guys, it's Steven.
And this is Sean, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans.
Don't forget to listen to No War on the Weekend. New episodes on Monday. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so we're going to go do a couple of shots, so let's kick it back over to Big Z.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks a lot. Oh, you're muted.
Steven, you're muted.
Yeah, Steven's muted over there. Let me unmute the kid.
Sorry. Yeah, I just I got a text from Sean right now, so I thought that was pretty funny.
That is pretty funny. Yeah. So welcome back. This is the TCSF podcast. This is The Loop, our Chicago sports roundup where we keep you in the loop. And we're going to start off with our favorite basketball team, the Chicago Bulls. All right, that's enough of that because that brings me back to a good time in my life that we're winning. Yeah, we're winning. I sent that out I posted that the image, and instead of Wolverine looking in the picture frame, it was Benny the Bull looking at the '90s Bulls and shit missing.
Yeah,
like when we used to win.
Yeah, I sent that to you. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. JC did send it to me through X, and I was like, nope, got to be posted on the page. All right, so the Bulls, it is the simple thing of wash, rinse, and repeat. No changes are being made. Zach came back into the lineup the other day and literally took over and was a ball hog and kind of wrecked the entire offense. No Caruso, which meant no defense. And I think Levine has some, I don't even look at the stat line, but I know he had over 30 points.
No, he only had 20.
Oh, 20.
DeRozan. 20, he had 6 rebounds and 4 assists.
What did DeRozan have? He had 30, didn't he?
DeRozan had 27, 6
Close.
rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal. For his time on the court was 37 minutes and 49 seconds.
And Vooch had what? 8 points?
Vooch, close. He had 6. Amazing 6 points.
Yeah, he killed me on a parlay.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
He averages a double-double, and now because they both want to be ball hogs, they are not sharing the ball. They're not moving the ball. And they had a 25-point lead in the first quarter. I just don't understand how you've been coming out slow for the past, I don't know, the entire season, getting blown out in the first quarter, and you have to work so hard to get back into the game. And now you're like, hey, look at this. The Bulls are up 20-something points in the first quarter, and then it just went downhill after that. They forgot how to shoot a 3. They couldn't make any mid-range jumpers. They couldn't rebound. And the Brooklyn Nets, yes, the Brooklyn Nets with literally minimal talent, Spencer Dinwiddie, that's pretty much
Lonnie Walker got 20 off the bench.
Yeah, their bench really killed us. I think they had like 50-something points off the bench. It was ridiculous.
Right. So, you know me, I'm watching these games all the time, watching with the Raptors. At the end of that game, DeMar took off his jersey and left it on the floor, so someone had to come pick it up in the actual hallway. So frustration is there.
Oh, it's when he got ejected.
Always doing. Well, yeah, but he took it off.
Oh yeah.
So I would. That means something, but being an instigator.
He could have been a Dennis Rodman. He should have tossed it into the crowd. He's gonna get fined no matter what.
So they always do slow starts. That's what we were talking about. But this one was the fastest start they ever had in the season. And there were 8 out of 10 for 3-point range between Kobe White and Patrick Williams shooting the 3. I was really shocked with Patrick Williams shooting the 3.
Yeah.
It's like, where's this guy been?
Yeah, I looked up. It was like 3 minutes in. He had 8 points.
20 points out of Pat Williams.
Yeah, it was just so weird. I looked up and it was like 3 minutes into the game. He had 8 points. I'm like, how? When did he score?
Right.
But
if
he
you
started.
Taking the over on that bet, or had Kobe White shoot 4 threes or over whatever it was. No, you would have been rich.
Oh,
but,
yeah. If you had it in the first quarter for him to have 4 threes, you'd be rich.
Right. And then later on, they missed 19 shots in a row. So, like, I don't get how you could be really hot and then really cool down. And then they ended finishing with 12 out of 32 in 3 points. Brooklyn finished 25 out of 53. So that tells you that they cooled down. They must have been exhausted, playing really hard the first half, apparently.
It blew their load.
Or the first quarter, I should say, because the second quarter, like, they caught up. Like, they lost the lead in first half after they were up. And then they got outscored by the bench to like 40-13.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you go look at the Bulls bench on the box score, it's atrocious. I mean, 4 points, 5 points. I mean, your starters got to get a rest at some point during a game, and if that's the best your backups and your bench players can do, like, that's not going to help you in the long run.
Right. I just think Vooch has slow feet, and when he goes in and someone's driving to the basket, he's going to foul him, and then he's going to get 1 or 2 points. And then you have someone swinging over to go, back in the paint to help him out, or that person, whoever it is, gets that foul. So, oh man, I don't know. It's just really frustrating with this whole Bulls season. I think last week we talked about how the season sucks, but the merch is pretty much the only thing good right now. So
sounds like the White Sox.
I saw a couple hats that are coming up. Like the one I'm wearing is a BMO Harris one, artist collection. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, do I want to go to that game to get that hat? I don't know. We might. And then also today is the last day. If you want to get tickets, you're going to hear it a day later. But if you haven't and you saw it already, they're doing a cyber ticket sale on Ticketmaster for the Bulls. I did not see anything for the Blackhawks, but I think they're cheap as it is once we get to that segment. But yeah, I just think the Bulls have a lot of issues. I'm waiting for the trade deadline. There's rumors of stuff like that with Caruso and Levine. I don't know. We'll see where it goes.
Well, Levine sat out the Toronto game citing foot soreness, which I think that there was a deal in place that might have fallen through. And that's the only reason you're going to pull one of your best players from the starting lineup. He was fine. I don't understand. He was fine the game before, and he was fine the game after. And, going to Toronto, oh, my foot hurts.
Same thing could have happened with Caruso, apparently.
Well, he's restricted on minutes. They're trying to make sure, because his engines really, really runs fast. Like, he plays like Joakim Noah with, just doesn't care about his body. He plays 100% every single play, and they're trying to just either to manage his minutes so he doesn't get hurt. Also, they're trying to protect him because they are going to trade him. Anything, JC?
Well, I mean, I call Caruso the man of glass, every single week. But yeah, I mean, you got to limit him, because if he does get hurt, there's no trade value at all.
Right.
So, keep him healthy, keep him whatever. As for Levine, foot soreness or whatever, maybe it was trade possibility. But I mean, this early in the season, I don't think any trades are going to happen this early in the season. So I think it might have been, just a rest day, basically, with, the league trying to, keep people from, having too many rest days. I think it was just, where the Bulls had to word it a specific way so that
they don't get fined. Yeah.
So, but I don't see anything.
Now, do you think we're going to get rid of the coach next season? Because I don't think so. He's on a multi-year extension.
That was going to be my next point with the Bulls before we jump off this bullshit. is that Billy Donovan did get an undisclosed.
That was a horse. Not a
yeah,
bull, my
wrong
bad.
animal. You did not grow up on a farm, sir. Is that Billy Donovan, who's liked and respected by both the ownership and the management, also has multiple years left on his extension. Do we know how many years? No. Do we know how much money? No, because the Bulls operate in that fashion. And I think that's fucking a cop-out by the NBA to allow the Bulls to do that. You know, if the coaches signed or re-signed, the numbers should be out there. Everything should be public. I don't think that, that should be something that's hidden from the fans. I talked about it earlier. They fired Fred Hoiberg and Jim Boylan and Bill Cartwright and Scott Skiles mid-season. They've done it before, and they don't like paying coaches, for not to work like the McCaskies. But at the same time, they fired a number of coaches around the Christmas time, or a little bit after, a little bit before. I just don't know how these guys can continually keep their jobs if they're so damn bad. Eberflus and Donovan, they have the worst records right now, and I'm not calling the Blackhawks because there's not enough talent on there. They're rebuilding. They just got the number 1 pick. They're rebuilding. They got nothing but kids. So we're not expecting anything out of them. The Bears, we expected a big step this season. The Bulls, we did not expect anything because they ran it back with the same fucking exact team, same team. They even lost some shooting. So he should be on the hot seat. If they trade everybody by the trade deadline, I would expect that they get rid of the coach as well. I think that'd be the smart thing to do if you're going to start from scratch, have a new philosophy with the new team that's going to be coming in. But if they keep the same Billy Donovan, they're not connecting with the players, can't handle big egos, the Bulls are going to be stuck where they are in mid-season.
For the next probably 3 years, I would assume he's on a 3-year extension.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of the opposite. I mean, to me, if you're blowing up the team and you're starting over with younger players and people hopefully who don't have the egos of Zach LaVine and DeRozan and all these guys, maybe Billy Donovan has a chance to,
develop,
get some leeway with these younger players that'll hopefully be rolling in, whether it be through trade or draft or whatever. I mean, if he's already extended for 3 years, you might as well have him go through the rough patch of, dealing with the younger players for a year or two. And then, as you draft these highly touted, hopefully number 1 picks, then in a year or two, then you go get an actual real coach. But, it's kind of one of those, just to me, if we're going to blow up the team, you might as well keep the coach in place to, just do what he's doing for now until we get the talent that, then deserves a better coach.
He should have never got the extension. It's as simple as that.
No, I agree.
He should never. I don't understand how you get an extension when you haven't done your job. You haven't done your job well, and you got rewarded for it. I just don't understand.
You got to the playoffs once.
That's not enough. Anybody can fall into the playoffs in the NBA. They fucking take everybody into the playoffs. They take 10 teams.
And you have an in-season tournament.
There's 16 teams in a conference, and they take 10. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway.
We can't even make it in the top 10.
Jesus Christ!
Like, what is tickets should be almost basically free at this point.
No,
and I'm not going again on Kid Day because it was fun, but I'm not going again. All
right, boys. Let's talk about the other team at the Madhouse.
But hey, as they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
That's right. That's the Chicago Blackhawks. I mean, they're up and down, right? They won the other day, and then they lost yesterday 4-2 to the Maple Leafs.
Yep.
But the day Friday they won. That was exciting. I think the Bulls won the same day. It might have won was it Friday? Yeah, something. I don't know.
Yeah.
They both won on Friday, I believe. So I mean, the team is fun to watch. Again, I follow a lot through Twitter, X, whatever. They'll start the game and they're funny with the social media, their emojis. They're like, oh, the game just started and we're down a goal already. They're funny. And then they're like, oh, we're tied. Yay.
That's the kind of stuff that you need, not like posting a highlight from the Bears or the Bulls of a great dunk or a touchdown. And then everyone in the comments saying like, we don't want this. We're losing. They'll post a sad thing, right?
That Kobe dunk was pretty sick.
Yeah, I mean, but with the Blackhawks, yes, you're seeing like Bedard stuff, and you know, I've talked on the show last week about social media and how well they do, but I think it's funny, and I think you know, if they're hiring, I'm available, and I think I'm pretty funny.
Someone has to think you're funny.
You just got a job.
I thought so too. Apparently, I'm still on trial. So I got this text this morning. So I'm waiting for this radio job to kick in. Hopefully, I get that one. But enough about me. And you know, if you want to feel like a loser, I feel it twice as hard with the Bulls now. So they play Detroit next on November 30th at Detroit. So that one.
That's fun and good. That's fun because it's a young Detroit team that, you know, they're fun to watch. It's a bunch of kids trying to learn how to play together. They've been working at it for a couple of years. They're long, they're lanky, they have heart, they don't stop, and they run and gun. They're fun. They're just like Oklahoma City. I mean, Oklahoma City is about two steps ahead of them.
That one guy, the one kid.
Yes, Alexander,
you know.
SGA. But I still think that, you know, Detroit is on the upswing, and they are fun to watch. And guess what? Everyone that plays the Bulls shoots fucking great because the Bulls can't play any defense. We're the worst in defense. We're the worst on offense. We're the worst at everything. And I put that, if you haven't seen it, go on the TCSF Facebook page and look at the Chicago ranking, the percentages for each team. And every Chicago team is under 50%.
Yep.
The Cubs and the White Sox are literally next to each other at, what was it, 49 point something, 0.7 and 0.6%. But the Bears, the Blackhawks, and the Bulls are just horrendous. So it's, you know, right now the Blackhawks are fun to watch. Please support this team. You got a great star in Bedard. His supporting cast is getting better. I forgot the name of the guy, but he had a hat trick the other day. They're just fun to watch.
It seems like the Blackhawks, like, it's not an offense issue. It's more of a defensive issue.
It is a defensive issue.
I mean, you know, every time I look at the score, it's 5-3 or 5-2.
It's a high scoring game.
It's high scoring stuff, but it's usually like us getting our ass kicked, you know. But
we're not getting shut out.
It was Ryan Donato.
Yeah,
that scored 2 goals.
Yeah. So I mean, again, it's not, we're not getting shut out. So that means our offense is producing. Like JC said, it's a defensive problem, and they don't have enough bodies on defense right now. So that's all that is. So I'm happy where the Blackhawks are because yes, they're losing, but at the same time they're gonna get a higher pick again next year, and they'll get another great player to go along with Bedard, and that's what you want to do is build the dynasty, because we know with hockey they get these long small contracts because they don't pay hockey players as much. It'll be a 7-year, I don't know, $15 million deal. No, it's not a lot. So I'm happy with the Blackhawks. When do the Blackhawks play again?
November 30th.
November 30th. Who they play?
They play Detroit.
Oh wow, Detroit, both Bulls and Hawks are playing Detroit.
Right. So maybe they'll be in the same bus and chat each other and pump each other up and be like, hey, you know, we both suck.
Can the Blackhawks play some basketball, because they can score some offense. They just can't defend, just like the Bulls.
I still wanted to go to that brunch, even though it didn't come with a ticket. I still
that shit was expensive, dude.
So you're paying for me.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
So I don't know. I'm excited. I still, you know, get goosebumps when I hear the goal. I don't know what you call it, the horn. I don't know what
Jesse Dagger.
That song too. Yeah. So it's just fun. And I need a jersey. If Santa's out there listening, I would like either a red or a black one. I don't know if the white one necessarily, because I know I'll get something on it.
Yeah.
But I would get the red one. Give me the red one, Santa. I've been a good boy. I've been suffering a lot because I haven't had a job, but you know.
Still?
Well, I have it. I got the paycheck. They paid me for 4 or 5 days, so that was cool.
Okay. All right, that's not too bad.
I'll find out next week if I made the second round of the cut. I'm like, man, it seemed like no one else was coming into this dentist's office, so it's just me. But yeah, I'm a free agent apparently.
Yeah, you're still a free agent.
Out.
Yeah. All right.
Right.
All right. So we want to talk some baseball. Get this out of the way.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Well, then I'll play your favorite button.
Thanks, Cubs.
Oh, that's my favorite button.
Well, that was a good one too.
Yeah, this one.
White Sox. White Sox.
Go White Sox.
Let's go to White Sox.
Steven has no rhythm. This is great.
Well,
So yeah, the White Sox made the Paul DeJong signing official, $1.75 million plus $250,000 in incentives. What the incentives are, who knows? Let's see. It's $1.75 million base salary, $150,000 for 400 plate appearances, and $100,000 for 500 plate appearances. So, it's a whatever deal. These are just placeholders until they find real talent, and who knows if Chris Getz is going to be able to do that. The White Sox are also listening to offers for starting pitcher Dylan Cease. It's not only the Dodgers anymore, and now we have another team, according to Bob Nightingale of USA Today. The Atlanta Braves have just thrown their hat in and are looking to bolster their pitching staff, and by adding Cease to the rotation. I don't think you can go wrong with either one of those organizations because they develop players very well. So I don't think there's a bad decision. It's just what's going to be the package for a Dylan Cease. He's got 2 years of control. I believe he's 27. And he comes pretty cheap at this point he's a number 2 starter. He's not an ace. But I'm excited to see what they can get for him. I would love to keep him and be that cornerstone with Luis Robert. Be your 2 cornerstones and then go from there. But if he's going to flip this team because he doesn't, quote-unquote, like the players on the team, it is what it is. I'm literally numb about these White Sox.
Promotion for who you're gonna have players and showcase and bobbleheads. I think it's just gonna be the mascot and the actual White Sox logo, because promotions are gonna be really tough this season because I don't even know pretty much who you want to promote on there or who's even gonna want that stuff. I know I don't, but
Oh my God! You know what? And that's the thing, that's Brooks Boyer. That's his division when it comes to the White Sox and promotions and the concerts and all this stuff. But he fucking didn't have Benetti's back, so fuck him right now, man. I was all.
And he didn't have Vanilla Ice's back either.
That's very cold of you.
To perform, but he still got paid.
He still got fucking paid to not perform.
Yeah,
So
he did. He was singing out Ice Ice Baby back to the bus.
That's the gig I want, to get paid not to do anything. So, that's all I got on the White Sox, because there is not going to be a Sox Fest because they are cowards and don't want to face the fans who are going to be very brutal and critical of this team and the organization. So it'll be the second year in a row that they are not doing this. So it's annoying.
I don't want to see any White Sox fans at the Cubs convention. I'm saying that now.
I'll go. Actually, if I can get a Ryan Sandberg or Andre Dawson signature, I have some of that stuff. I still have some Cub stuff. Yeah, I would love to have signed. I mean, either way, they're Hall of Famers. So
I'll sign it for you. I'm just as important to the Cubs, apparently.
You're just as important. Okay.
Well, I didn't get the job with them, so maybe not as important, but
All right. Switching over to a winning organization, the Chicago Cubs have made a move to add depth to their bullpen at the start of the weekend, signing a left-handed reliever Edwin Escobar out of Japan, according to a report from Luis Enrique Morales. Prior to in his time with the NPB, Escobar had limited time in MLB, appearing in 2 games with the Boston Red Sox in 2014 before making his way to 25 games with the Diamondbacks in 2016, his most recent stint in the big leagues. So he hasn't been in the big leagues for 7.5 years. So I just think this is just an arm to put in the bullpen for the moment. You can always, so it's not a big signing. I didn't see no cash or numbers or anything like that on him. All I know is that they signed him. He had a pretty good stint out there, but again, they don't have the level that the MLB does when it comes to baseball players on offense. So you take that with a grain of salt. It's an arm. You need an arm, and I don't know. What do you think? You're the Cubs fan.
JC, do you want to chime in and say anything about Cubs?
No, I was just gonna say that sounds more like a spring training arm to me.
Yeah.
Than anything else.
That's exactly what
Bring
it
him
sounds
in,
like.
see what he's got. No.
There's no risk at all.
Yeah.
Right. I would say who we could take a risk on is Tyler Klasno from the Tampa Bay Ray Ace. I know he came off of injury in 2023.
Glasnow, yeah.
Or 2022, and then he was playing 2023. I mean, trade for him. I mean, if you're not going to land another one of these big pitchers, and you're going to...
Here's the thing. Cubs fans, and I'm going to tell you right now, Cubs fans are so, and more than the White Sox fans are attached to those minor leaguers. Oh, you can't trade Pete Crow Armstrong. You can't trade this guy. You can't trade Ed Howard. Ed Howard has literally disappeared. He's still in the minor leagues, getting hurt every year. He was supposed to be the next coming of a great shortstop. Never happened. They're minor leaguers. Until they prove their stuff in the major leagues, they are prospects, and you can trade away prospects. And if they turn out well, great. So what? You took that risk. You gambled. Just look at the White Sox, right? They went for a pitcher to push them into the playoffs. It didn't work. It ended up being 17-year-old at that point, 17, 18-year-old Fernando Tatis. It just happens that way. It just happens that you didn't at that point. You didn't know Tatis was going to be Tatis. We knew he was a good player, but again, sometimes they just don't develop, or it just doesn't pan out. So again, prospects, if you could trade them, fucking trade them.
Yeah, I mean, trade him. I mean, I get Tyler, bring him in, have him come in. Trade for Pete Alonso. I mean, everyone's on Ohtani right now. JC
Ohtani is the first chip. Ohtani is the first domino that has to fall, and then you got your Jock Peterson, your Pete Alonso. Well, Pete Alonso has to be traded. You have the rest of the free agents waiting for that big chip to fall, and I really don't think anything's gonna happen until about the winter meetings. Ohtani did disclose that he does not want his negotiations to go public. If any negotiation with any team goes public, they are automatically eliminated from getting his services. So I think, I kind of like that.
I mean, San Francisco was interested in Cody Bellinger. There was an article that came out. So, I don't know. Tricky situation in baseball for the Cubs, apparently. So.
It's exciting.
Well, at least hopefully for the Cubs, there's no Adam Schefter in MLB. So
right.
Hopefully the negotiations will not be leaked. But yeah, I mean, Ohtani is obviously first and foremost. Again, we were talking in the group chat, and it's how do you put a value on a guy? There's a tweet out there that Cubs are looking to spend, $500 million. Now, granted, that doesn't put a year on it, whether it be 10 year, 12 years, who knows? But again, you have an ace pitcher who also DHs on his days off. So you're getting almost like two players in one, like I said in the group chat. So it's like, how do you put a value on that? Because I know Steven was like, that's all our money. So
I don't want to, I want to spend money, but I don't want to, it's like, again, you're taking the prettiest girl from homecoming and you want to spend all the money, but it's like, they have money, but it's like, it's just a really sensitive issue with me and money lately a lot. So,
hey, you want to take that home? Sometimes you got to spend that money.
And then if you can't repay that money, then the IRS or the credit card companies start coming. But no, I get you. You two players.
Hey, at least you get to go to jail and you get 3 square meals a night and a bed.
Yeah, working out a lot, reading. You get a lot done in jail. People underestimate what it does for you, and it makes you a better person. So I don't know.
you can learn a lot.
I could learn how to be a lawyer and study for the bar, and then come out a changed man.
Yeah.
So
on our dime, right?
Yep. So no, I'm excited. Again, you said nothing probably won't happen till the winter meetings. I cannot wait till that happens, and I'll be excited.
Yeah.
I've already been trying to get stuff off Cubs gear on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So have I got anything? No. Will I? Probably not.
I picked up a Dodgers hoodie, but it's got the cutoff sleeves or short sleeves. So I picked that up for like.
Yeah, you're not wearing any of your White Sox stuff anymore. You said
I got my White Sox hat on because my other hat got dirty, my other black hat. So I just picked this up right now. Yeah, so baseball right now it's kind of dead. It's kind of cold still right now with the holidays. So once the winter meetings begin, expect a lot more baseball news, and we'll bring that all to you on the TCSF page. But right now we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Stirring the Pot after a word from our sponsors.
Woo. This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride, so do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15.
For 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
What up? It's Martin Moreno, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast.
Thanks, Martin. I wish Martin a speedy recovery. He did fracture his ankle this past weekend. So, Martin, a speedy recovery. He was just here for Estrella Negra, our friend Otto's restaurant, which completed 16 years of business. So they had their Sweet 16 party. And Otto did come in, and he flew in for that. But he had a show, and I think he fell and cracked his ankle. So he is on the mend, and I know he has a special being filmed in a couple weeks, so we'll see how that goes. So welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast with Big Z. We got JC Howard in the house. We got Stevie-B in the house. Stevie, I haven't played your song in such a long time.
You have not.
Yeah, let's play your song for a little bit, just for a little bit, because YouTube's very strict.
Yeah, you're in the mix. Find us every Monday.
All right, I want YouTube to come after us. All right, boys.
It's 15 seconds, but yes.
I don't need that. I don't need that smoke. It's that time again, boys, and you know what time it is. It is time for Stirring the Pot. Bing, bing, bing. I don't have that thing on the. We gotta stir the pot.
Stir the pot.
Yeah, all right. JC actually did go to the weird snack store that he lives by. So I don't know what he brought, but he said he got some stuff. So JC, take it away. What do you got there?
Yeah, I stopped at the exotic snack store on Lawrence Avenue. So it's like Lawrence and Harlem.
You got the fruit roll-up underwear.
But what I have for you, and I don't know if you guys can see this.
What? Okay.
Barbecue rib flavored Lay's.
Barbecue.
That sounds pretty good.
That actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Are you gonna crack that open on air?
Give that a shot. Not right now on camera, but I will give it a shot, and I will let you guys know next week.
Oh, what that one? What a tease!
Yeah.
What else did you get?
Not only that. We got some Kit Kat orange flavor, also from Japan.
That thing is bigger than your head. Jesus.
Yeah, it's like little mini Kit Kats. So
okay. I thought it was one giant one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like a bunch of I don't know how many.
Like the little singlets.
I don't read Japanese. Although there is a big number 7, I guess. So, maybe there's 7 pieces of Kit Kats in this bag. But I'm kind of excited to see what the orange flavor Kit Kat tastes like. I got some other photos and videos from the snack store that I'm going to send over to you guys. Cool. They had wrapper snacks. So it was like potato chips from all the famous rappers.
Yeah.
So there was like a honey jalapeno, which was supposed to be for like Notorious B.I.G. And then like a bunch of the other rappers.
Yeah, they had Snoop Dogg having one of them.
Yeah, there is a Snoop Dogg one. Yeah. I took a photo of it, but I don't know what his flavor was.
Yeah, they have it at the corner store that's by me.
Okay.
So I could go try those on camera for next week.
There we go. I don't want to be out.
And it comes with a free blunt. So
and what is it? True,
He's
and a true
smokeless now, man.
I know.
and
I
a true
heard.
crime wine bottle.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That too.
Hey, true crime. holler at us.
So Snoop's flavor is cheddar barbecue.
Okay. That's not bad.
And then, like I said, you got some of the other ones: barbecue with my honey ranch, buttermilk ranch, and then oh god, what was the other one? There was another one that I was looking at that I was gonna possibly buy. It was dill pickle jalapeno. I came very close to buying that one.
I'm not a dill pickle kind of person, but that does sound kind of appetizing once you put some jalapeno on it. So it's gonna be sour but spicy. So I'm down with that.
Yeah, I'm a big deep fried pickle. Like, love deep fried pickles. So it kind of and like I said, I don't mind a jalapeno. So it was very enticing. But I didn't go with that one.
Okay.
And then like they also had some like weird Airhead lemon soda.
Ooh.
Peach soda and stuff like that. So some kind of weird flavored drinks as well. But their store was kind of set up, stuff from Dubai, stuff from China, stuff from Japan.
Nice.
So it was kind of all spread out and labeled like what area the snacks are from.
Awesome. How was the pricing?
A little inflated in my opinion. The bag of chips was I think like $8.99. Same thing. Kit Kats were like $8.99. So I spent like $15 or something like that total. So it wasn't terrible.
I would savor those every moment from every chip.
Well, that's why I want to savor off screen, and I'll let you guys know.
He's gonna be mad. It tastes like crap to spend $8.99 on this orange crap.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I don't want to be that guy on screen. Just like, oh my god.
Well, I did pick up a bag of Funyuns. I think they're hot queso or something like that. They're on my top shelf right now, and I'll bring those out for next week. I'll let them sit up there for another week, and I can try them on air. So that'll be fun to do.
I don't think they'll still be good.
Why? Chips don't go bad, as long as you don't open them.
Okay.
I won't open it.
Yeah. No, there was some weird stuff there, like wasabi flavored chips, and then obviously your shrimp flavored chips and different stuff. Wagyu like A5 steak flavored chips. Like, there's all kinds of weird stuff.
What we should do is give Big Z the shrimp chip and see if he gets an allergy.
No, we're not doing that.
Maybe it might be flavored. It might not be shrimp.
Yeah, it's just artificial, man.
No.
Yeah, it's not
I
the
am
real
not
deal.
going to the ER. Fuck
No.
We got
have an
Eppies.
EpiPen. And
I was gonna say we got Eppies.
Who got
Let me just do
EpiPens?
it. I do.
You do not have an EpiPen.
My brother works for CFD. I will get an EpiPen. We will make this happen.
Right, and my cousin is a paramedic, a firefighter. So
I'm gonna be like
stand
Jason
by.
Statham and shit and Crank, and you're just gonna like inject me when I'm like, "Rah, I'm awake," and fucking run around like a maniac.
That's adrenaline. We're not giving you one of that.
What do you
unless
think
we're going out on a
epinephrine
Friday
is?
night.
What do you think epinephrine is, sir?
It just keeps you alive.
Oh my God, epinephrine is adrenaline. Jesus Christ! All right, closing that segment. Let's go over to what you're looking at. What are you watching that isn't sports?
All right, so I've been watching Rick and Morty. The season is still going on, so I'm catching up with that. And then Aqua Team Hunger Force came out with two new episodes. So I've been watching those, and those are making me laugh. So just pretty much those two.
JC?
Oh God, I had a pretty crazy weekend. Let's see, I watched the new Adam Sandler Leo.
That's the lizard movie?
The lizard.
Did you cry? Because there was a clip that I saw that I was almost tearing up.
I'll be honest with you, I passed out. So.
Oh man,
gotta go rewatch. I told you guys, like, I'm horrible. Like, it's either the cell phone or I pass out. So, but I did watch your Foggy Mountain.
You're right. I was gonna ask
movie. Some parts were funny, but I mean, I really miss like a good Farley movie. David Spade Farley movie. It's just something about that era of comedy just hits me way more than like
slapstick
a lot of newer comedies.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good. Like I said, a few things were just kind of like meh, but like I said, overall, like there were some funny parts.
Conan was nice.
I don't want to ruin the movie, so like I won't talk about like.
Yeah, I still have to
specific-
watch it.
Yeah. And then I watched like 5 or 6 other things. I would have to. I watched the new. What's the Mockingjay? The
yeah. The Hunger Games.
Songbird and Snakes or whatever. Yeah, I watched that.
Never seen
I
it.
know it's kind of like a prequel, and but I think again, if you're watching something like from the future, watching something of the past, it's kind of like, I guess, a little slower going. Where the original Hunger Games, it's like, they're in a forest fighting, where this one, like, it was like they were in a concrete arena. So it was like there was nowhere for people to go, so they were just like getting murdered like pretty easily. Where the other movies seem a little more dragged out because they had more space to fight or whatever. But so yeah, I watched more than a few things, but
Christmas movies.
I rewatched Spirited, which was the Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds.
I like that one. It was good.
I haven't seen it,
and
I like both of them.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's a decent movie.
Yeah.
Jose, what have you been watching?
Man, that Red Bull's I'm crashing from that Red Bull from this afternoon. All right. Literally
Drink another one.
Yeah, no, I'm good on that. I won't sleep. I threw my back out this weekend, so I didn't go out much. So I watched what is that called? Your Honor, with the guy from Breaking Bad. Don't know his name.
Bryan Cranston.
Yes, there you go, Bryan Cranston. Essentially, it's in New Orleans, and his son accidentally kills by he runs over the kid's motorcycle, crashes into him. The son of a mobster in New Orleans. So
that's right. I've seen clips. That looks great.
It's a great. The first season's amazing, and I just finished the second season. It's 20 episodes and 45 to 50 minutes long, and everything. There's no filler. Everything just makes sense. You have the lower ninth, which I stayed at. When I went to New Orleans, the hood. You got the gangs from there. You got that aspect. You got the mobsters who own like all the hotels and so forth. And then you got Bryan Cranston, who is a judge in the first season and is not in the second season. And I don't want to ruin it why he's not. But it's a really good thriller. It's I just can't explain any better before giving stuff away. But definitely something that you want to watch. The mobster is the guy who played Arnold Rothstein in why can't I think of it? I'm watching
Boardwalk Empire.
Yep, Boardwalk Empire. Him. Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, he was the guy. What was he in? The Will Smith movie
Boardwalk
with aliens.
Empire. Oh. Okay.
Men in Black. He was in Men in Black as well as one of the weird aliens. So he's done comedic roles. He's done serious roles. So he's a pretty good actor. But I recommend watching it. If you got some time to binge it. If not, we'll take your time with it. But that's pretty much all I watched besides WWE, which was here. Yeah. And the biggest reaction was when CM Punk came out after the show had ended, credits were rolling, and his music hit, and the stadium literally erupted when he came out, and it upset a lot of people that work for WWE because no one else knew besides Triple H and the wrestlers who were in the ring. They were told before they went out for that final match. So not many people knew about him coming back, and they kept it under wraps, which is something very surprising because there's always spoilers for wrestling. So if you're a CM Punk fan, you're pretty excited that he's come back home after 8.5 years. I'm glad that he's back because it makes it interesting. As a person, I really don't like him. I've met him. He's a dick, but that's just the way he is. But it is what it is. If you're a wrestling fan, you liked his coming back, and if you're not, then you don't give a shit.
he didn't really do well in AEW, did he?
No, and he got hurt twice.
He's kind of on the backside of his career.
Oh yeah, he's definitely just living off his name at this point. it's just he came back and they dropped the suit or they settled their suit, and he's just back to get that big paycheck, and he's gonna have that diva mentality because he's a big name, and whatever, let him make his money. I'm not mad at him. He still lives in Wicker Park. He's still a Blackhawk and Cup fan.
Oh, okay, and then he's cool. He's okay to me.
He was a dick to me. So, and it wasn't like I interrupted him peeing or he was talking with his wife or anything like that. So he was just a dick to me. So it's what it is.
He just knew you were all about those desk pops. So
yeah, desk pops.
Desk pops.
All right, boys.
Desk pops.
All right, boys. That is it for today. Everyone, thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting the show, for watching, or if you're listening on your podcast app, thank you very much. A big thank you to our sponsors, 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt. Search for keyword True Chicago. Use our promo code TrueFan15 at the checkout for 15% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15. Get your shirts now. Check out Stevie-B show, the No Water on the Weekend podcast. You posted it today?
It is posted. It's no more turkey because, having leftovers and stuff like that, talking about Black Friday and what has happened with it and other fun things about miniature horses. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Trivia is great. We have a guest this upcoming week. If you've been a fan of No One on the Weekend, Travis is coming back.
Oh, nice.
This artwork that everyone who comes on the show gets to sign this green
scroll.
Sign.
The scroll.
The scroll. And he's actually designed it, so he's going to come back. I believe his wife, Steph, is going to come on as well. He's one of our close friends with me and Sean. So
I need a sign. I need a sign for the show. I need a 606 Media sign.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I'll tell him.
Yeah,
and I'll give him all the stuff and
let him go. Let him go crazy. Let him do his artistic self. Yeah.
Right. So, I'll talk to him and we'll get something together. It could be a tablecloth booth too, if you want something like that. If you go out, out in the world.
Ooh,
so
I do like that too. Idea. I do like that idea.
But yeah, check out this episode. It is posted, and it's no more turkey. So be sure to go check that out. I'm designing the artwork to post. TikTok is now No One on the Weekend. So go check that out. Go for a follow.
Awesome. Shout out to Ronesh, Panic, and Serious Beats and Custom Made for the beats we played on today's audio version of the show. Check out Panic on the Beat for your moment merch and gear. Check us out on social media. You can find us at TCSF Pod on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Find us on Facebook, IG, and Spotify, and iTunes, or whatever app that you listen to. Go ahead and give us a great review and 5 stars on your listening app of choice. You can reach us at our email, ChooChicagoSportsFans@gmail.com. And all right, I am Big Z, as you can see, and I'm closing it out for Stevie-B and JC Howard. We'll see you next time for episode 172. And until then, be good to each other for the love of sports.
A few moments later.
Wait, the Bears are what we thought they were. What we thought they were.
This is not how we wanted it to go. You almost can't even make it up. It's that bad.
Oh, my goodness! Didn't see that coming! What? Did we just become best friends? Yup!
You have a lot of incest.
That's real. Shut your mouth.
Lover boy.
Nature versus nurture, Lodge. Nature always wins.
I think he's on steroids.
Hasta luego, amigos! That's all, I shouldn't have had those artichoke poppers.
Thanks, Cubs!